Where will Julio Jones, Tyrann Mathieu, Bobby Wagner, and Stephon Gilmore sign? Coming up here on today's show, I'm going to do my best to give you educated guesses of their top destinations and where they ultimately land in free agency. I can promise you this, though. Once any one of these top four players go out there and do make a decision, you're going to get a video about it. So make sure you not only are your notifications turned on, you also subscribe to Chat Sports. Today's NFL free agency video is presented by Manscaped, and they are just now releasing their Ultra Premium Collection, which is for your not-so-private parts. I don't know about y'all, my March Madness bracket has been absolutely busted. But if you're looking for the absolute perfect male hygiene, then what I want you to do is go to manscaped.com/chat. That way you're going to get 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. So what you're going to see on today's show is me trying to break down where those players, Julio Jones, the Honey Badger, Bobby Wagner, and Stephon Gilmore end up signing here on today's show. The first name that I'm going to bring up is somebody who's actually, for the first time in his NFL career, is actually a free agent, and it's wide receiver Julio Jones. If Julio was 100% healthy, you can make the argument that he's the top free agent out there. You can make the argument that he's the top wide receiver out there. However, Tennessee went ahead. They traded for Julio from the Atlanta Falcons, and he was just released after 1 year. That tells me that Julio might not be 100% healthy, which really shouldn't surprise anyone because in his previous seasons, Julio has always had these soft tissue injuries, has been banged up, been able to play through it. The last two seasons, last season in Atlanta and now the last season in Tennessee, 14 games have been missed. And when you look at some of his productivity, the 6'3", 220-pound wide receiver, father time is absolutely starting to catch up to him. 31 catches last season, 434 yards, and only one touchdown for Jones. So in terms of some of his top destinations, these are not ranked in any particular order. Every single player that you see on today's show, I am going to give you my best educated guess on the top 5 teams most likely to go out and sign them, and then I'll give you my prediction. But what makes Chat Sports different than every other YouTube sports channel out there, we want our audience to interact with us because you're just as much a part of the show as what I am. So please, go down in the comments section before I let you know where Julio Jones is going to sign. Let me know your best guess. The team that I believe that goes ahead and signs Julio Jones is the Green Bay Packers. And last offseason, the Packers were probably one of the top teams linked to Julio between, all right, you got to go ahead and get somebody else for Davante Adams for Aaron Rodgers. Well, the Packers just traded away Davante Adams, and they don't have a lot of options. And if I was Rodgers and I wanted to go out and get a stud wide receiver one, Julio would definitely be the name to keep in mind, considering the fact that he's probably the only receiver left that has the potential to be that true wide receiver one. Green Bay has about $20.4 million in salary cap space. If I was Julio, I would like to try to go ahead and play with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe I'd be a little bit more willing to take less money to prove to people, hey, I could still be one of the best receivers in the National Football League. So this has absolutely nothing to do with Manscaped whatsoever. I'm just genuinely curious. You got a pair of nuts on you. Like, do they hang low? Do they wobble to the floor? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? If yes, then I want you to go ahead and type balls down in the comment section. My goal on today's show was to get 100 people to type balls. And I guarantee you we get more than 100 people that come across this video. So, hey, it's up to you. But I want you to go ahead and type balls down in the comments. To make sure that your balls never stink, then you need to go ahead and use Manscaped products. Use our promo code chat at manscaped.com/chat. Usually, the Ultra Premium Collection is $49.99. No, the moment you walk into that shower and then the moment you walk out of the shower, you want to make sure that you're smelling great, whether that's using the shampoo and conditioner, whether that's using the deodorant, the lip balm, the deodorant spray. We got you covered here, and I promise you, your girl's going to love it as well. March Madness, it's all about upsets. It's all about the 15 seed beating the 2 seed. All I'm saying is this, man. I can't predict a perfect bracket, but I can predict that your balls will be perfect with Manscaped products. So go ahead and use them. Manscaped.com/chat. Let's now go to the next player here, the Honey Badger and the free safety, played with the Kansas City Chiefs last season. I personally believe he's the top safety left, and he's going to be looking for top dollar. I don't know how much money he's going to get exactly. However, when I think about Marcus Williams going for 5 years, 70, if I was his agent, I would look for the same dollar amount. I don't think you're going to get as many years. Maybe you can get a 2-3 year deal, but go ahead and get the 14, 15, $16 million range. And he's played at least 15 games in 5 straight seasons. What makes him great at this point, and sure, he's probably not a free safety anymore, more of your box safety, but he's that Swiss Army knife, that player you can move all around the football field, put him back at strong safety, free safety, just throw him around and just have him get slammed up there in the box. Shout out to Manscaped. So in terms of some of the top destinations, I got the Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, Pittsburgh Steelers, Las Vegas Raiders, and then the New Orleans Saints. Those would be my top 5 teams that I believe the Honey Badger could go with. However, maybe you don't care about what I have to say. Maybe you're just like, this is some just weird guy looking for people to type balls in the comments. I want to know from all y'all, before I give my prediction, where will Tyrann Mathieu end up signing? I'm going to go a little bit of a out of the right field pick here. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Terrell Edmunds is a free agent. The Steelers need a strong safety. And the fact that he can play up into the box, the fact that he can be this versatile player for Pittsburgh, I do think is pretty good for them. And the AFC North is loaded. I just saw the Browns go out and trade for Deshaun Watson. The Baltimore Ravens have Lamar Jackson. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are a Super Bowl caliber team, and they just went ahead and they got La'el Collins to play right tackle for them. So if you're Pittsburgh and you want to be able to compete in this division, you got to make sure that that defense is top 3. No disrespect to Mitch Trubisky, but I don't have a lot of confidence in Trubisky because he's by far the worst quarterback in this division. So how do you complement a bad quarterback or a below average quarterback? You get him a good running game, which you guys have, and just keep building that defense. If the Honey Badger, if anything ends up happening, hell, we're not even making a video around La'el Collins, and I guarantee you we're going to be one of the first people to let you know about it. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on those notifications, because what we've seen over the past week and a half between Russell Wilson trade, between Amari Cooper, Khalil Mack, Aaron Rodgers getting a deal, Devontae Adams getting dealt. It's been the craziest offseason that I can remember in quite some time. So if you're not subscribed, I'm going to say that you're not a true NFL fan. Let's go to Bobby Wagner, arguably the top linebacker out on the market. And Seattle released him not because they don't value him. They just wanted to go ahead and save a little bit over $16 million. 8-time Pro Bowler in 10 seasons. Still one of the best linebackers in the National Football League. He had 170 tackles last season, a sack, 3 tackles for a loss. His ability to not only be a leader on the field, but in the locker room, it's going to help a lot of football teams out there, no doubt about it. So in terms of some of his top destinations, I think of the Denver Broncos absolutely being a team. The Dallas Cowboys have shown some interest. The Baltimore Ravens, Indianapolis Colts, the Los Angeles Rams. And anytime you can see a player maybe linking up with old coaches is definitely the route that I think that Bobby Wagner could end up going. So where's Bobby Wagner going to sign? Let me know. I know this has been the theme of today's show, but I like doing these free agency videos. I like looking into my crystal balls and trying to tell you where these players are going to sign. This is going to make a lot of the viewers here on this channel happy because I have Bobby Wagner going to the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons has been trying to recruit Wagner, and I think he also understands, okay, if we can get Bobby Wagner, Wagner plays the middle linebacking spot, and then I can just continue to feast on the edge. The Cowboys still need an MLB, and then the Cowboys defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, he coached Wagner in 2013 and 2014 with the Seattle Seahawks, so there's some connection there as well. That's the reason why I could see Bobby Wagner going to Dallas. The final player that we're going to bring up here is Stephon Gilmore, and he's the top cornerback left in free agency. You can make the argument the top DB left, him and the Honey Badger. Defensive Player of the Year in 2019. And Gilmore, I believe he's going to get somewhere between $14, $15, $16 million on the open market. At least that's what I would try to get him if I was his agent. However, when I see J.C. Jackson get the type of money he did, you could see Gilmore take a little bit less. Now, I know when he's healthy, he's a phenomenal player, and there's going to be a lot of NFL teams going out there for him. In terms of the top destinations, I see the New York Jets, the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers might be the team that's the most interested in him. However, they don't have as much money as some other teams. The Las Vegas Raiders, they make a lot of sense. The Baltimore Ravens, they still have a need at corner. And then the Minnesota Vikings, another team that has a need at corner. So before I tell you where I think he's going to go, I want you guys to let me know down in the comments section, where will Stephon Gilmore end up signing in 2022 free agent? 2022, that's the year it is. 2022 free agency. Let me know where Gilmore ends up signing. I have Gilmore going to Las Vegas, and there's been multiple reports out there that has said that the Raiders have made an offer. And I don't know if that's been confirmed. I don't know if exactly that's 100% true, but I do know this. Gilmore knows the Raiders GM Dave Ziegler from his time before with the New England Patriots. He also knows Josh McDaniels, time with New England. On top of that, Las Vegas has hired Panthers defensive backs coach Jason Simmons to play, a pretty similar role. Gilmore is a top corner. The Raiders need a top corner out there, so why not go ahead and make the move? Now, if you guys are Raider fans and you tune into the show, if you haven't already given my channel a follow or my extra community thing that I got going on over at Locals a follow, become a member, please go ahead and do so. You can join at RaidersReport.locals.com. And if you're like, you know what, you already put out a lot of content. You're right. If you want to see me make a total fool of myself, I did the one chip challenge. Not only me, Jeremy did it a few months ago, and it's the worst thing that I've ever put in my mouth. And saying that out loud sounds kind of weird, but it's the God honest truth. This chip is the hottest chip in the world, and if you want to see me absolutely break down as a human being and as a man, then become a supporter. Go to RaidersReport.locals.com. Now, here are once a time my free agency predictions for Julio Jones. I have him going to the Green Bay Packers. I have the Honey Badger going to the Steelers. Bobby Wagner signing with the Dallas Cowboys. Stephon Gilmore signing with the Raiders. And again, the Cincinnati Bengals are closing in on a deal with La'el Collins.